We got Quentin here. He'll be our guinea pig. Now I want you to stand up nice and tall. No movement yet. Just keep that length in the spine. Focus on the posture as you stand. Keep that length through the top of the head. Almost feel like your feet are lighter on the mat. And then just a few breaths in first. So take a nice breath in. And then exhale, contract and get that tightening feeling around your sides. And then inhale to then release slightly, taking the air out. And then exhale to draw everything in. And again, and inhale. And then exhale, tighten just to move those ribs. And 3 more, and breathe in. And exhale to contract. And last 2. And exhale to contract. Last 1. And breathe in. And then exhale to contract. Good. Now keeping that length, still breathe in and out, still getting that sort of lateral breathing. And then just turn and rotate your hands in. So rotate from the shoulders and then rotate out. So you're getting that external rotation and then that internal rotation at that shoulder joint. And then externally rotate out and then internally rotate in. So you can see Quentin's not moving his entire body, he's just moving at the joints. Yeah, so in and then twist it out, open that chest. And in, feel a little bit of a closing feeling. And then opening out. Last 2 and in and out. And then last 1 and rotate in and rotate out. Then relax your arms so they're more in the neutral. They're just hanging next to your sides. Hands go behind the back. Now interlace your fingers. Lock the fingers into each other. And then just gently turn the hands and push your palms down towards the floor. And pressing down, but also lifting your arms slightly up. Now as you lift the arms up, careful that you don't roll forward with your shoulders, so nothing's closing here. You're trying to keep that lift in that chest. The head now hasn't poked forward either. You're retracting that chin slightly. You're getting that length in that spine. You're just holding it there. Keep it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then just release and just relax the hands. Turn them down and just let them hang. Still have them behind the back. Then the same, just turn those palms to face down. Press your hands towards the floor. Open the chest. Lift that chest up and lift the arms slightly up. Almost feel like someone's got your hands behind you. And they're gently pulling it up towards the ceiling without again tipping forward or changing your posture. You're just moving at the shoulders. So your shoulders are stretching, pecs are stretching. A little bit of arm at the back as well. And then slowly release and relax. Hands now go to your sides, just let them hang loosely. Feel like there's little weights on the end of your fingers, your arms or your hands sort of feel heavy. Now from here, gently lift those shoulders up towards the ears and then gently reach them down. So you're getting those shoulder blades to get sort of a gliding motion. So lift those shoulders up and then reach them down. So nothing's rolling forward, nothing's squeezing back. You're keeping on that same line. You're lifting the shoulders up and you're reaching them down. Neck stays long and again gently lift and reach them down. Still contracting lower abs, holding that length. Lift and reach them down. Last 4 and lift and reach them down. Last 3. Good. Keeping on the same line. And last 2. And slowly reach down. And then last 1. And then reach your shoulders down. Then again, just go back into a neutral position. Again, ranges are very small. So try not to go into deeper ranges. You just want nice, small little ranges. Take those shoulders and then gently roll them forward. Feel like you're gently rocking them over the shoulders. And you're just getting that mobility in the joints. And keeping again the length in that spine. You feel there's a bit of mobility in those shoulders. Keeping it small, the ranges. Do another 5, 4, 3, 2, and then the last one. And now reverse it. Same movement, gently back. Feel like you're hooking them up and over. Keeping that length in the neck. Keeping the back straight. Careful the chin doesn't poke forward. So you're attracting that chin slightly in. Just range, getting that range small. And let's do another 3 and 2 and 1. And then again, just release the shoulders there. I'm going to add a little bit of movement in that spine. Take a nice breath in. And then on the exhale, drop your chin. Slowly start to roll down, lifting out the hips. Keep that weight a little bit forward towards the toes. Arms are hanging, and then just continue that articulation through the spine. Again, first one's always the tightest, so don't force it. It doesn't, your hands don't have to touch the ground. And then exhale to reverse it. Now contract the stomach, tuck that pelvis, tip that pubic bone forward, and then just restack. And then reach to the top of that head again. And we go again. Let's do another 3 and contract. Drop the chin. Keep a slight little bend in the knees, like you're lifting over those hip bones. Weight stays forward. Hold it there. Relax the shoulders at the bottom. Head's just heavy, hanging. And then exhale to tuck. And slowly restack. And then get that length back. Last one. And stay at the bottom. And exhale to drop the chin, rolling down. Arms are hanging. Now from there, bend your knees actively a little bit more. Take the hands around the calves or ankles, depending on the range of the legs. Draw your chest a little bit closer. Now only the right leg. Straighten that right leg the best you can. Take that tailbone up. Hold it. Get that back of the leg to stretch, hamstring to stretch, and then bend it. Alternate. So other leg and straighten. Tailbone goes up. Weight is still tipped forward towards the feet. And then bend both. And alternate again and change. And bend. And change. And bend. Last 2. And change. And bend. Last 1. Then bend both your legs. Let go of your legs. Let the arms just hang loose. Now slowly come up. Contract. Get the blood to go back to where it needs to be so you don't feel lightheaded at the top. And then just reaching through the top of the head. Then at the top there, take that left leg and just loosely cross it over the right. Good, you just soften the knees a little bit, holding it there. Now from there, we're going to reach over to the right hand side. So the left hand reaches over, right arm goes overhead. And then just push your hip sort of the other direction. And try and open up this left side. So you can see the weight is now, that hip is pushing a little bit to the opposite side. That arm's reaching to this side. There's no rotation in the spine. So your shoulders are still forward, hips are still forward. Slowly bring that top arm down. Keep the legs still crossed. And we go again. Reaching down the right arm, left arm goes over. Hold it there. Keep it there. And slowly take it down. And then last one. And take it over. And just hold it there. Try and get a little bit of opening in the hip as well. And slowly bring it back. Keep the legs still crossed. Now the left hand stays as it is. And now you just push back that left hip. So come to the right side. And then push your hip away. And just hold it there. So you're trying to open up a little bit on that hip flexor. Without the arm. So now that's on working. It's just that hip. And then come back. And then just do one more. And reach. And slowly come out of it. Once your shoulders are back to level position, unhook the legs and then just change them around. So now the right goes over the left. Hip stays square. Keep that straightness in the spine. Take that right arm over to the left side. Push that hip back. And just hold it there. Just keep it there. And again, feel like this right hip's pulling to the opposite side while your arm's going that direction. Then slowly bring that arm back. And get the balance. And then change or go to the same side. So do another one. Good. So you can see Quentin's shoulders are forward. He's not turning or moving his hips. And slowly bring it back. And then just do one more last one. And then we'll do 2 without the arm. And just twist. And bring it back. Now that right arm stays there. Legs are still crossed over each other. And then just push this hip out. And feel like this left hand is sort of hanging. And just reaching towards the floor. Again, trying to open up that hip a little bit. Sides are also stretching. And then slowly come out of it. And then the last one. And reach it down. Good, keep it there. And then slowly come back to the center. Once you're back to the center, unhook the legs. Take them quite a distance apart from each other. Good. So again, if you find any discomfort in the knees, anything in the back, you just take your stance a little bit wider. Then think of it almost like a side lunge. We'll go to the left side first. You're going to bend the left leg, straighten out the right leg, and push towards that side. And then feel this inner thigh will stretch on the right side. Again, nothing's turning in the shoulders, your hips, shoulders all stay nice and square. You're just shifting weight across. You feel like that left knee is pulling back towards the wall behind you. Feet are turned out a little bit as well, so your feet aren't parallel. And then slowly just come back to center and then go to the same, but to the right side. Now feel like this right knee is pulling back. You're pressing down a little bit on that left leg so you can get that stretch now on the left inner thigh. Back is nice and straight. You're not leaning forward. You're keeping that length. Again, feel that top of the head pulling up towards the ceiling. Then come back to center. And then just again, 2 more. Over to the left. Good. Nothing's arching in that lower back. So make sure that you keep a little tuck in that pelvis, that you're not overextending the lower back. And then come back. And then 1 more to the right side. Hold it there. And then come back to center. Keep that wide stance. Now, it's a little bit different to the roll down. The roll down, you didn't want to take weight back. You wanted to sort of articulate that spine. Now, it's more about the stretching of those inside legs. And now from there, it's sort of a hinge forward. So you're going to keep your back straight, pull in your lower abs, keep that nice wide stance. Then take your hips back and then reach your arms towards the floor. Now try and extend your spine and push your hips. Hands don't have to touch the floor. Hold it there. Keep your chin tucked. And then slowly come back up. Bringing those arms back, rounding the spine as you come back. Now again, feel like you're pushing your hips back. Take your buttocks to the wall behind you. Reach down with your arms. Push your chest bone up. Hold it there. Feel a stretch into the legs a little bit. And then contract stomach and come back up. 1 more. And again. And push those hips back. Drop your chest down. Feel like you're trying to pull that chest towards the floor in front of you. Hold it there. And then contract and slowly come back. Once you've come back, bring your feet in to parallel. Keep them parallel. Careful that you're not turned out. Then take your right foot, take it out in front of you, bend your left leg, push your heel into the floor and pull your toes up and push your hips back and take weight back. And then try and get that calf to stretch a little bit on this right side. Holding it there. Nice extension in the spine so you haven't crumpled into your hips and lower back. Then slowly hinge up. Then 1 more, same leg, and hinge back. Pull those toes up. Try and extend the back of the leg, obviously without locking that knee. And then just slowly come back up from there. And then change your legs. Line them up, get parallel feet. Left leg goes forward, bend the right leg. Push the hips back. Put weight down into that heel. Straight spine. Lift that chin slightly so you're not looking at your foot, you're looking a little bit ahead of you. And then just slowly come out of it, lowering the foot. And then 1 more. Just keep it there. Good, keep it there. And slowly come back and lower that front leg. Okay, then keep your feet parallel. Arms are relaxed. And take a nice breath in again. Then exhale to drop your chin. Slowly start to go down into your roll down. Just loosen up that back with the standing. Keep your weight forward. lifting out the hips, holding it there. Keep that chin slightly tucked in. We breathe in at the bottom, and then exhale to tuck that pelvis. Pull the hips back, tip the pubic bone forward, restack, lengthen through the top of the head. Now we do similar movement, but take your hands behind you, interlace your fingers. Just relax them, just lock them into each other. Your hands can relax against your buttocks at the back. Now bend the knees slightly, breathe in. Now when you roll down, start to lift your arms up towards the ceiling. So drop your chin, slowly rolling down again, lifting those arms up. Almost feel like you're trying to lift them up and take them over your head. Keep your weight again, tipping forward towards your feet. And then slowly start to lower the arms, contract the stomach, bringing the hands back behind you and lengthening through the spine. Last one, and breathe in again. And exhale to drop that chin, slowly rolling down. Lift those arms up, Jackie tipping them over the head. Hold it there. And slowly curling up. And then from there, you can let go of the fingers, relax the arms. Sit on the mat, cross your legs. Okay, so sitting up nice and tall. See how it is on the hips. Sitting and keeping that length. Again, one doesn't need to go flat with the elbow. Make sure that you keep both hips equal. So you don't want to now drop your right arm and then lift your left hip. So only go within the range that you have. So that right arm, you're going to place it onto the mat. You can soften that elbow. Left arm lifts up. Take it over. Now see if you can lower that arm. Quinton's doing very well. He's not lifting that opposite hip. And then get this piece of your spine to stretch on this left side. Now try and get as much extension in that arm. See how it is on your neck, that you're not scrunching or lifting here in your upper traps. And then slowly bring that top arm back and then straightening up the other arm. And then once you're back in this position, sit up nice and tall, lift out the back. Should already also feel the hips stretching just by folding the legs. Go back to the same side. So dropping down that right arm again, letting that elbow drop, keep pushing down with this opposite hip. Reaching that top arm away, getting extension at that elbow. You can turn the head and look at the hand that's on the mat if you're feeling any discomfort in the neck. Hold it there. And then slowly bring this top arm back and lowering it down. Now let's go to the left side. So same control, same setup. Left arm now drops. Might find a side might be tighter. Again, go within the range that you have without letting this hip lift. So again, if that elbow can drop, it's great. If it doesn't, also fine. It doesn't have to. I don't want you to force. That's not the goal, is to get that arm down. I want you to focus on pushing this side down. And then slowly bring that arm back. And then one more, left side. And drop, reach it over, hold it. And then slowly come back from there. Okay, depends on the length, obviously, of one's arms, but I want you to almost feel like you're sitting on your hands. So bring your hands sort of under your buttocks. Okay, press down and try and open up your chest. If it's feeling a little bit uncomfortable, almost like your arms are too long, then just take them out a little bit to the side. But I want you to feel that length in your arms. Feel like you're pushing into the floor and you're lifting that chest bone up towards the ceiling. Careful also now that you're not leaning back, so you're still upright. Now holding it there, you should already feel a bit of stretch into your shoulders. Now take your head and turn it to the right. Good. Then just bring your head back to the center. Then keep pressing down with your hands, keep the length in the spine, change direction, so go to the left. And back to center, and then just do two more, one to each side. Good. You can see Quinton's keeping his shoulders still, nothing's turning in the body. And come back, and one more to the left. And then back to the center. Then you can relax the arms, lie down on your back, bend your legs. If you want, you can place a towel under your head just to give you a little bit of support for that neck. Make sure that you're straight on your mat. So feel where you are on your mat. Look at the knee alignment, that they're in line. One knee doesn't seem higher than the other. Now, as you lie down, try and keep that neutral. So make sure that you're not poking the ribs, you're not overextending the lower back, you're in neutral, no movement yet. Just take a nice breath in, and then exhale. Get everything to tighten in those lower abs. Feel like your abdominal walls are pulling in towards the center, and then release it. So again, getting that, loosening up those ribs a little bit, all those little muscles between the ribs. And then exhale, get it to contract and get that length. For that middle back, draw a little bit into the mat. And we inhale and exhale. Focus on your breathing and try to take little shallow breaths. Nice inhale, fill up those lungs, and then exhale. For when you breathe, carefully not going into neck and shoulders. Fill up those lungs, and then exhale. One more, and breathe in, and exhale out. If you're feeling discomfort in the shoulders, palms can turn up, just to open up the chest a little bit. Then from there, we're going to add movement into that lower back. So take another breath in, contract, and then exhale, go out of neutral, into a tuck. See what's going on with your legs, that you're not pulling with your hip flexors or quads. Relax them, and then take it back to neutral. So try and mobilize your lower back. And little ranges, you don't want to force it and feel that your back's tensing, your legs are tensing. Try and relax the rest of the body, and then take it back to neutral. So the only thing that should be engaging a bit is the lower abs. And exhale to tuck, and then take it back into neutral. And one more, and exhale to tuck, and then back into neutral. Now keep that neutral, slide your arms out into a T, palms can just face up towards the ceiling, look at your hands so they're even, one arm isn't higher than the other. And then take your left leg, cross it over the right leg. Nothing's changed in the hips. You've got the sides still even, shoulder blades stay heavy on the mat, and then take your legs over to that right side. Left hip will lift, bottom foot rolls, shoulder stays heavy. Now feel what you're doing with your ropes, that you're not poking them out. So get that little bit of length. Feel like that middle part of your back is sort of drawing downwards towards the mat, so you can get a bit of a stretch. Your neck stays lengthened. Now engage that left side, pull the legs back to the middle. Get the weight even on the sit bones. We're going to go again to the same side, so go back to the right side again and take the legs across. Take your time and just hold it there, so it's not a rushed movement either. And then contract that left side, pull it back, and we got one more, and then we'll switch the legs around, and then take it over. And then contract. Before you switch the legs, we're going to complete the side first, but then we'll repeat it on the other side. So that left leg, lift it off the right leg, turn your knee out and put your ankle on top of that right leg. Then from there, lift that right leg off the floor and grab the back of that right leg and pull that knee towards your chest. If you're feeling anything uncomfortable in the shoulders, the left hand can go up and around the left leg. You can put a little bit of a higher cushion or pillow behind your head just to lift you up a little bit if you feel like you're reaching your head up. And feel the glutes stretching now on this left side. And just keep it there. Allow it to stretch. Take nice breaths in. Breathe out. And just breathe in. And breathe out. And one more nice breath in. And then exhale, let go of the back of the right leg, lower it down. Now stay there. This left leg now, it's still in that turn up. Lift the left foot off the right leg. Now grab your left hand around the outer part. Right hand grabs the ankle. Now pull that left knee over towards the right shoulder and pull your foot towards you. So now it's going to be a little bit more intense into that hip flexor, not hip flexor, glute and piriformis. Again, careful what your upper body's doing. That when you pull on that leg and you're bringing it closer to your body, that you're not lifting your shoulders. So relax the shoulders. Careful that you're also not lifting up that hip. You're not turning your pelvis. You're just rotating at that hip joint. You can see this alignment's very nice. Nothing's going or changing on this right leg. That right leg stays parallel. And you'll find the more you pull your foot towards your right shoulder, the more it actually stretches your glute a little bit. Then you can carefully let go of the leg, unhook it, unfold it, place it on the mat. Arms can again go out into your T, palms face up. Keep energy in your arms. Now the right leg, cross it over the left. Hips again stay square. Side stays even. Legs go to the left side. Right shoulder blade stays heavy. And get that length on this top side. Same thing with the ribs. Make sure they're lengthened. That middle back isn't overextending. Contract your stomach. And feel that rotation in the spine and that lower part of your back. Upper part is actually staying quite straight. You've got that twist from that lower and upper middle. And then contract and pull it back to center. And we go again, back to that left side. Still keep nice energy in the arms, feel like you're reaching to either side of the room. Your chin stays in a little bit of a tuck. That first vertebra at the back is gently pressing down into your mat. And then contract and pull it back. We got one more. And last one, take it across. Get that rotation. Holding it there. And then contract and bring the legs back. Get the weight even on your sit bones again. Once it's even, that right leg now, you can turn the knee out, lift the foot, place it on top of the left knee. Lift that left leg, grab the back of it, pull that leg in towards your chest. Shoulders, just relax them. Feel again gluteus stretching on this right side now, so you've changed it over. Careful that you haven't changed the weight in your sit bones and that you're not tucking your back. It's a slight little bit of a soft tuck, but you're not flexing everything on your buttocks and lifting off the floor. And just stay there. Again, let it stretch, breathing in and breathing out. And then slowly let go of the back of that left leg, lowering that left leg down. That right leg now, lift it up. Take the right hand to the outer part of that knee, pull your knee across, grab your foot, pull your foot in, and pull that knee across to the left shoulder, and bring your foot and put it in towards your shoulder as well, towards the left side. And then feel your gluteus pulling on that right side. And then again, just allow it to stretch. Keep your breathing in and out. Try not to tense the body. And just relax into it as much as you can. And as you hold it for longer, you'll feel it starts to release a little bit. When you feel that it actually, the tension or the intensity of it is a bit better, then you can change the range a little bit and pull a little bit more and bring that leg a little bit closer and keep that rotation at that hip. And then you can slowly let go of that leg, lower it down and keep it on the mat. Just to stretch out that lower back, one leg at a time, lift the right leg up, left leg up, grab the top of the knees, one hand on each knee, pull your knees towards you. Now your buttocks might lift a little bit. Get that flexion into that lower back. Relax your upper body. And then just gently rock side to side and get movement into this lower back, SIJ. And get a little bit of sort of a rocking into those lower back joints. Just keep rocking. Then come back to the center, lift the head, pull the knees a little bit closer, then get a rocking forward action. And eventually you're going to rock yourself up where your feet will rest on the mat. Just to get movement into that spine. Once you're there, lengthen out both your legs. You can shuffle back if you've got long legs like Quincy. And then just pull those toes up. Reach your body forward and grab to where you can. Again, don't have to grab toes. You reach to where you can. The main focus is the back of the legs will stretch and the lower back will stretch. Careful that you don't feel that you're reaching with your arms. The movement needs to come from your spine. So if you lack that range, you'll need to bring your hands a little bit back. It doesn't count if you're reaching and crumpling up the shoulders to get your hands to your feet. That's not the goal. Focus on where you want to feel it. Back of the legs, upper body's relaxed. And just keep it there. And then again, breathe into it, breathing in Breathing out, breathing in, and out. Now slowly come out the stretch and just come up from there. And do one more. And then gently move from the spine, go within your range, see if your range is a little bit better. And then just get a little bit of flexion in the feet. You'll find when you pull your toes up, it stretches the back of your legs a bit more. Calves are also then a little bit involved as well. Good. Then you can slowly come out of it. Take your legs about as wide as the mat. So open them out. The left leg, you can turn that leg in. So you're getting a bit of a hip opening stretch there. Careful here, again, that you don't lean back. Try and lengthen the spine. Now keeping that length, rotate over towards the right leg. So you're going to twist. Then reach to the outer part of your leg towards that outer ankle and then drop this right shoulder down slightly. So there's a bit of rotation. You'll feel that stretch into that back. If your legs are quite tight, you might feel the hamstring as well, but the main focus is your side of your back into these QL. And then just unfold, come out of it, slide up, sit up nice and tall, lengthening up. And just sitting up tall is an exercise in itself. We feel a lot of work to get that length in our spine. Let's go back to the same side. Turn, drop, twist. Left hip is staying heavy. You haven't tipped up that hip. This leg stays at rotation. I almost feel like someone's sitting on that left knee and pushing it down a little bit. And by doing that, it will help push down that hip a little bit as well. And slowly come out of it. Then unfold the other leg. Bring in now that right leg. Same action, just changing sides. Still start nice and tall. Twist out to that left side. Drop that left shoulder as you reach towards the outer part of your foot. So you're getting that rotation in the spine. Now this right side. Yeah, and this outer part will stretch. Again, the leg might stretch a little bit as well if you have a bit of tightness in those hamstrings. Nothing again is in the shoulders. Just keep it there, breathing in, breathing out. And then just slowly come up from there. And then last one. And turn and twist. Reach to the outer part, drop down that shoulder. Holding it there again on this right leg. Feel like you're pulling down that right knee a little bit. Hips are square. You haven't tipped up that right hip. Holding it there. And then slowly come up. Now unfold that right leg again. Both legs are out. Now again, go within the ranges. Take your feet a little bit wider now than the mat. So that it might be off your mat. And then walk your fingers forward to the inside of the mat. Get a stretch in the back, stretch into the legs, holding it there. Again, don't focus too much on the range of where your arms are going. Focus more on pushing from here, pushing from that back. And then slowly come out of it. And we go again and just walk those fingers forward. Just hold it. And slowly come up. And one more. And walk forward. And hold. And then slowly come back. Come onto all fours from here. Okay, so have space for your legs. Okay, now holding it there. Get a little bit of length in your spine. So pull down the shoulder blades. Get that length in that neck. So you're in a nice neutral there. Pull into your lower abdominals. Now careful that you don't round your middle back. So it's a little movement. Only mobilizing this lower back. Tuck the pelvis. Pull your hips back. So you're going to flex other way. So round it, tuck. There you go. And then take it back into neutral. Now just moving that lower back. Contract and tuck. Feel a little bit of lower abs are working. Sides are contracting. Back to neutral. And then again. And contract and tuck. And back into neutral. One more. And contract and tuck. And then back into neutral. Good. Keep that neutral, holding it there. Now hook those toes into the mat. Now from here, Lift the knees off, straighten the legs, take your tailbone up towards the ceiling, into an up stretch, extend your legs. There we go, hold it there. And then from there, just bend the knees, drop them down to the mat. Good, bring down a little bit. And again, just lift those knees, straighten the legs, tailbone goes up. Hold it there. And then bend and drop those knees. You can drop them down together. So then from there, last one. And lift those knees. Hold it there. Feel like your legs or your heels are pushing downwards towards the floor. Extend the back of the legs. Shoulders are relaxed. Hold it there. And then slowly bend and drop those knees down. Now unhook the feet. Sit back onto your feet. Move your hands towards your knees. Take your hands off the mat, sitting back onto your feet. Lift your chest up. Now hold it there. Now feel a bit of stretch into the quads. Feel a bit of a stretch into your feet as well. From here, take your hands behind you. Fingers can either face forward. If it's uncomfortable on your hands, turn them pop or the fingers out to the side. Okay, make sure the hands are even. Left hand can go back a little bit. Now, pushing out your shoulders, lift that chest up, get that nice stretch across your chest. Now, tuck the pelvis, lift the buttocks off the feet, get that stretch into your quads, hips, chest, shoulders, hold it there, and then slowly lower down again. And then go again, pressing down with your hands into the mat, lift that chest, lift the hips, tuck, hold, keep it there, and then slowly lower back down, and then last one, and lift, hold it there, keep it there, now stay there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then slowly drop back down. Bring your hands forward, hold it there, put your hands on the mat, lift your buttocks slightly off your feet, hook your toes into the mat. Now it's going to be a little bit more for your feet. And then once your toes are hooked in, take weight back. Hold it there, go up. See if you can remove your hands. If it's uncomfortable, you can come in and out of it, because it is quite intense on your feet. Now once you're in that position, careful that your feet don't roll out. So you can feel if one foot feels a bit skew. You can see Quentin's got his feet nice and parallel, nothing's rolled out. And then just come off your feet for a sec, so just coming in and out of it. And then again, and sit back onto the feet, tucking those toes, putting weight onto it. Hold it there, lift the head a little bit so the eye line stays in front. And then slowly come forward. And then the last one, and we take weight back, and we hold it there. Stay there. And then slowly come forward, unhook your feet, bring your hands onto the mat, go onto all fours. Now we'll go into a lunge position, take that right leg forward and in front of the mat. Move it forward so it's more to the front of the mat so your knee doesn't go over your foot. Once you've got that balance there, balance, and then lift your chest up and place your hands on top of that knee. If you're feeling anything sore under your knee, let me know. You can put a towel under it. And just hold it there. Now tuck the pelvis, stretch out the hip flexor, getting that tuck into that pelvis, hold it there, keep it there, and then just take your hands to the floor and just come out of it for a sec, just to there, just so you're off it. And then go again, and take that balance back, get that balance, careful that you don't hang into that lower back, tuck the pelvis. Now lift that chest bone up and try to extend that mid back. Try and opening up that hip so you're getting that length there. You almost feel like you're creating a little pelvic tuck. And then slowly take your hands down. Good. And then one more. And come up. And lift that chest. Hold it there. Tuck that pelvis. Good. Now from here we're going to change it slightly. Start to unfold this front leg. Place your hands down. Lift the toes up. And put weight towards your back leg. Again, leg doesn't have to go straight. You want that hamstring to stretch. Holding it there. And slowly come forward. Now take this front leg, turn that knee out and put your foot onto the mat and start to lengthen out this other leg, the left leg behind you. Shuffle it back. Don't go too low initially. Holding it there. Now press a little bit up off the mat. Holding it there. Good. Sequence's hips are nice and square. Hold it. Just stay there. Keep it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then slowly come out of it. Bringing the hands back, bringing this leg forward. Now we've got the other side, so once you're there, unhook, go back onto all fours, left or right leg now, make sure that you change them around, and then get that balance, prop yourself up, put both hands on top of that knee, lift that chest, careful the hips don't pull forward, tuck that pelvis, and lift your chest bone up. And get a little bit of middle back extension, keeping that neck in line with what the spine's doing. You don't want that head to work independently. And getting this hip flexor to stretch and open up on this right side. And then just slowly come out of it. So just go forward, place your hands down. And we go again and lift that chest. Tuck that pelvis. Careful your hips don't turn. That both hip bones stay in line with each other. Shoulders stay open. And keep that length and that extension. Hold it there. Keep it there. You can also see this foot at the back here is in line with your hip. You don't want that foot tipping in. And then bring your hands down. And go one more. And slowly come up. Get that balance back. Lift that chest. Hold it there. Keep it. Now we're going to slowly start to add the front leg. So from there, now place your hands slightly down. Just get a little bit of balance. Push your weight back. Unfold that front leg. Holding it there. Pull the toes up. Careful that you don't tip into the one side. Holding it there. Keep it, keep it. Now slowly come forward. Just coming out of it again. And then we do it again. And push weight back. Hold it there. And take weight forward. Last one. And push weight back. Nothing's turning or twisting in the back. And then slowly come forward. Then take that left leg, turn the knee out, foot comes in. Start to lengthen out this right leg behind you. Hands go onto the mat, push yourself up a little bit. And open up the hip, shoulders open them up. And then drop a little bit down with your hips and you can get it to stretch out the hip flexor, also on that glute on that bent leg as well. And just stay there. Lift the head a little bit so the head doesn't hang. You're not collapsing your shoulders. You're lifting up. You're pulling down the shoulder blades. And just hold it there. Keep it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And slowly come out of it. Unhook. Bring the knees in. Now from here, lie on your stomach. Fold your arms, rest your head onto your hands. Relax your upper body. Relax your legs. Whenever you are on your stomach though, because it's just a natural, one naturally overextends a little bit when you're on your stomach. So you need to pull in a little bit just to lengthen so you protect that lower back. So nothing's pulling to that lower back. Relax your shoulders. Then your right arm is going to go around, right leg is going to lift and then grab hold of that foot. Once you've got hold of that foot, let the head rest down on the hands. Might feel a bit of stretch into that shoulder as well. Now protect your lower back, so keep pulling into the lower abdominals, pushing down the hip. Now see if you can press your foot up a little bit into your hand and get a little bit of lift here in this quad, so this knee and thigh lifts off the mat so you can feel that stretch across your quad. See that it's not in your knee though, and just hold it there. Keep it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly let go of the foot, let the leg lower, bring the arm back. Now also when you lift it, careful that it doesn't go out to the side. So try and sort of bring your knee in towards the center. Change legs and arm. Left arm, left leg. Find that foot. Push your hips down. Lift this knee up a little bit. Holding it there. Feel like your foot's been pushing up into your hand. Same thing. Get that quad to stretch on the top. And just hold it there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and again slowly let go. Bring the hand back and switch over again. So right hand, right foot. Again, pull that knee in a little bit. Protect your lower back, tuck. See if you can lift that knee a little bit off, pushing the hand up into the foot, or the foot into the hand, and hold it there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then slowly let go. And last little set, and lift. That left leg, grab onto it, holding it there, keep it there. Okay, now we're going to change it slightly. You're going to grab the other foot as well. So both feet are going to be grabbed. So now lift your chest slightly up, reach your right hand, find the right foot. Now the back is also going to stretch a little bit. Lift your chest slightly up, push your feet up into your hands, lift the knees, hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly lower. Just keep holding the feet. 1 more. And again, lift that chest bone, pull down the shoulder blades, push your feet up into your hands. Lift the knees slightly without it changing too much in that lower back. And then slowly lower down. Let go of the feet one at a time. Take your hands out to the side into a box shape. Good. Now, if your hands are too narrow, you're going to feel a little bit squashed. So get them a comfortable distance. You can move them back a little bit so your hands are just in front of your shoulders. Your elbows can lift slightly up. Now again, don't force it. But now we're going to get a bit of movement into that spine. Contract your lower abdominals. Start to lift that chest. And start to get a little bit of height. And extend your arms as you go up. Hold it. Now slowly start to reverse. Lowering your body down so the back of your arms do work a little bit. Careful the upper body again, so you don't want to be like that with your elbows. Just let the arms be soft. And again, and exhale to lift that chest. Extend the elbows. Point that chest bone up. Feel almost like you're trying to drop your hips a little bit down. And then slowly lower back down. Last one. And again, and slowly start to press yourself up. Lift that chest up. Hold it there. And slowly lower back down. From here, press yourself up, bend your knees, and sit back into a rest position. So just going to reach it there, hold it, feel a little bit of weight sitting back onto the feet. Then just your upper body, so hips stay nice and still. Take your right arm out to the side, left arm goes on top, or left hand goes on top. And then just push back, but stick your hand sort of onto the floor. And then rotate slightly so that bottom right shoulder drops. You get a little bit of rotation in that spine. If you feel any discomfort in your knees, just open them a little bit. And then slowly just take the shoulders back more into a level position. Walk your hands over to the other side. Now the right hand goes on top. Same thing first. Feel like your hands are stuck on the floor. And your hips are pulling back, and now that left shoulder drops down slightly, so there's a bit of rotation. And then just slowly come back. 1 more to each side, and put that hand back. Left hand on top, drop down the shoulders, get that rotation, nothing's changing in the neck. And then go over, last one to the left. Hold it right, well, left shoulder drops, right shoulder tips up. Get that rotation in the spine. And then slowly come back to the center. Keep your hands there in the center. Now from there, slowly curl yourself up. Put weight into your toes. Okay, so curl yourself up, so weight is back towards your feet. Then slowly lift up out of that position. So we're going to start to curl up. Dropping the heels towards the floor. Hold it there, just hang. Line up the feet. Tuck that chin. And then exhale to slowly curl yourself up, one little piece at a time. And then restack, open up the shoulders. Okay, you can come and face forward, just get off of the light. And then just keep that alignment. Right arm, take it out in front of you. Grab hold of the elbow. Pull that arm slightly across, turn the thumb down. Now careful that your shoulder doesn't lift, the body doesn't rotate, it's just that turn in that shoulder. Feel that deltoid is now going to stretch. And just keep it there. Now when that arm is across, careful of your posture now, that you haven't pushed your hips forward, you're not hanging back, your ribs are still closed. You've got that length in that spine still. Slowly bring that arm back. Keep it there. Now we're going to change it slightly. Take the arm across, but this time bend it. And then take that hand and see if you can grab that thumb. And just pull it. Just hold it there. Take your arm across. There you go. Okay, if you can't grab the thumb, it's fine. It all depends on the length of your arms. And then just slowly bring it back. Unfold the left arm. Grab the elbow. Take it across. So grab your elbow. There you go. Relax the shoulder there. And just get that length. Hold it there. Again, same thing. Feeling it stretch on the top of the shoulder. And then just come out of it. And then the same thing. You're going to take it across. And then just pull it. Now the arm's bent. And then slowly come out of it. Now interlace the fingers. Take them on top of your head. And then turn your palms to face up towards the ceiling. And just hold it there. Now holding it there, almost feel as if there's weights under your arms. Those muscles are pulling down. You've got a little bit of pressure down on your head. And then just holding it there. Now take your arms up and then take the left hand over or across the right hand. And just hold it there so your palms face forward. Keep it there. Now pull down the shoulders. And then just change them, so cross it over. And just hold it there. Ribs stay in. And then slowly lower your arms down to your sides. Take the right, or take both arms out first. Right hand goes over the left hand. Center your hands so they're in line with your chest bone. And then turn your hands so your palms face each other. And then just reach your fingers forward. Feel like your shoulder blades are wrapping around towards your ribs. And just keep it there. That length. Just hold it. And slowly just lower the arms slightly, switch and change the hands around. And then the same thing, just reach them. And slowly release. Take your arms down to your sides. Take your right hand out in front of you. Left hand goes underneath. Grab hold of that thumb and just pull down that thumb. Hold it there. You'll feel different fingers will feel differently. Certain fingers will feel a little bit tighter than others. And then just move to the next one and gently pull down. Again, focus on your posture as you stand. You keep that length. Then go to the next finger. And then to the next one. And then the little pinky. Then grab all four. And then just go to the next hand. And thumb first. And just putting down. I almost feel like you're trying to keep your palm still up. Then go to the next finger, just keep putting down. And then the next one. As you stand, just try and keep contracting your stomach, your pelvic floor. Then the next finger. And little pinky. And then grab all four and pull all four down. There you go. Make a nice range in your hand. And just hold it there. That's good. And then slowly release. Take all 10 fingers or five, so 10 fingers together, and try and line them up with each other. Separate them, and then press them all together without closing your hand. So have a little hole in the middle of your hand, and then just stretch out your fingers. And try and extend them. See how it is in the little joints in between those fingers. You'll see it's got good range, very nice. And just hold it there. And you can slowly relax, let the arms hang. Just take a nice breath in. Exhale out. One more, take a nice breath in. And exhale out. And you can relax. And we'll see you next time.